Today we're going to talk about my secret power tool that I have in my backpack, which is this little LUME CUBE light. And I'm going to tell you that there's actually only 4 places where I think that you should use the LUME CUBE. Before I show you the 4 places that I think that you should use the LUME CUBE instead of another light, let's have a quick look at the pros and cons with the LUME CUBE. It's very strong, my gosh. It is very powerful, extremely well built. It's super sturdy. They have flown this to space. It's waterproof, and that's very important compared to, for example, a light like the Aperture MC light. You can check my review here or here. You can control it with your phone. There's an app where you can control the intensity. You can have some effects. And I always love controlling my lights with the phone. So if I have put it maybe very high up or into a place that it's not very easy accessible, I can adjust the intensity with the phone instead of trying to reach into the place where I put this little light. It has a concentrated beam angle. Now that can be a good thing and a negative thing, because in this case, I actually wanted a light to have a very narrow beam, so it functions more as a spotlight. It's going to be difficult to have a spotlight effect with this light. You can see the difference here. But the beam angle can also be negative. It depends a little bit on what you try to shoot. Another strength with the LUME CUBE is that you can plug it in with a USB-C cable and power that during your shoot, so the battery will not die on you. However, it gets exceptionally hot. You cannot touch the light after maybe 20 or 25 minutes on if you have had it on full intensity. The LUME CUBE 2.0, it doesn't get that hot and the battery lasts longer. This battery lasts for about 20-25 minutes if it's on 100% intensity. That is a little bit too short, so that's why I prefer to plug it in with a USB cable. The light is extremely blue. It has a value of 6,000 Kelvin, and that's a little bit too blue, because most lights are, or daylight in general, is about 5,500 or 5,006. And if you put this light in the same scene, it's gonna seem very blue. The 2.0 version has a Kelvin of 5,600, so that's very good because it's easier to use with your other spotlights. The 2.0 has a CRI. What's CRI? The CRI is how exact the color is. For example, the LUME CUBE 2.0 CRI 95, meaning that it's very, very, very close to a Kelvin of 5,600. And that's going to help you out when you have more spotlights, more lights in general in your frame, because if the CRI is low, that means that it's a bad cheap light. You might have like a green hue or a purple hue. This one, 85. Ooh. So the weakness can also be a strength, which I said, autumn, there's clouds. Hold on. If you like the video so far, please hit the thumbs up. It really makes a difference. And subscribe if you're not already. And hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on future videos. Coming up, the 4 places where you need to have the LUME CUBE. Now, point number 1 is the most obvious reason, and that is that it is waterproof. Of course, you cannot use, for example, the Aperture MC lights in water or near water because you might ruin it. I have used the LUME CUBE where I put it inside water, I put it close to water, and that was the main reason why I got myself the LUME CUBE, was because it's waterproof. Now, the second point, as it is waterproof, it's fantastic to use in the rain or snow, because again, I don't want to take a light which is not waterproof. It's so sturdy that you're not going to be afraid of breaking it. No, but it's honestly very good for rain shots and snow. Now, point number 3 is that it's fantastic for either product photography or taking pictures of toys. Because it's so small, you can place it close to the toys or the product. It's not going to be in the way. Again, let's compare it with this one. It's such a big difference because this one gives a much wider light. And here you have a light which is very concentrated, and you can place it basically everywhere. You can get really nice and close to the toy without flooding the rest of the scene, since the beam angle is so narrow. And point number 4 is you can put it into small places. It can be inside machinery that you have to film or take pictures of. I've done that. It's extremely difficult to light something with a normal spotlight. And with this one, you pop it in there, control it from your phone so that you do light only a little parts of whatever you're taking a picture of. It's very helpful there. When I got myself the LUME CUBE 1, it came without any kind of accessories. I do believe now that there are some options with the LUME CUBE 2 where it comes with some accessories. For example, filters, gel filters, because as the light is so blue, you might want to put on a filter on it to change the warmness or coolness of the lights. But for the LUME CUBE 1, you have to buy a cage. On LUME CUBE 2, you just put on the filter, which is quite cool. You can also buy, in addition to that, a snoot. A snoot is to concentrate the beam even further. I haven't got the accessories, but you can make it at home. I mean, this is gonna look a little bit weird, but this is my snoot. So what I do is that I just put my light in here. So this is basically a kitchen towel with some silver foil, and I'm going to get a super narrow point of light, which I have used in this video, where I only wanted to light the logo of the bottle. It worked perfectly. There are 2 other places where you could use it, which I haven't mentioned because it's something which is so specific, and that is, for example, flying drones at nighttime. You can attach a couple of these guys to your drone and film in the night. And the second place, which is like a maybe you could use it there, is obviously sports photography, like skiing in the dark, snowboarding in the dark, everything sport related. Maybe you're filming with a GoPro. This one is going to help you out. Would I buy the 2.0 if I already have this 1.0? For the moment, I use it in very specific shots, 90% on the water. So for the moment, this is fine. If you have no option of buying the first one, definitely get yourself the second one, as it comes with more filters and you can put the magnetic filters and accessories directly on the LUME CUBE, which is cool. It is not that easy to control compared to the Aperture MC. This one is more limited, but I cannot do my work without it.